Tiger Woods may go down as one of the greatest athletes of all time. Included with that, he has accomplished possibly the greatest comeback for an athlete of all time. What's up, guys? Magic Navs here, and today you're watching some Star Wars Battlefront 2 Heroes vs. Villains gameplay, playing as Darth Vader in this one. I have a few moments in the game where I embarrassingly get mind controlled or whatever, and it screws up my controls, so I end up falling to my death embarrassingly. So in case you were wondering, that's basically why I fell down to my death a few times. It was not me, technically speaking, but yeah. So that said, I hope you enjoy the gameplay in the background. But in this commentary, I do want to talk about my favorite or my most idolized sport athlete or role model that has influenced me so much throughout my childhood to this day. The man that he is, Tiger Woods. He is the man that got me into golf, and when I was about 8 years old, and I still play to this day. I used to compete when I was about 10 years old up until around I was 15. So I played competitive golf like as a junior for about 5 years. I won 4 tournaments, which was nice, and I'll still appreciate those moments. But once I got to about 14 or 15, the competition got really tough. Now, so even teenagers now, at my age, will score like even par, or even under par. People have really raised the standards of, like, these juniors have really raised the standards for golf now in terms of how good you need to be in order to compete against these guys. I was just lucky enough if I could score in the low 80s or high 70s, and now it's because of my lack of practice. This year I was lucky enough to score one round of 79. Others, though, was kind of a mix of like 86, 91, 92. So it hasn't been the best of years for me, unfortunately, because my skills is just not up to par as it used to be, and there's a lot of things that I could work on or improve on to improve my consistency on the course, because that's why you need a lot of practice, especially when it comes to golf. So, but anyways, I'm getting a little off track here. Tiger Woods, the man who inspired me to get into golf, the man who inspired many other juniors to get into golf, and he has literally changed the face of golf forever. Ever since he jumped into the spotlight in 1997 when he won his first Masters, he has popularized the game so much. The sport would not be the same without him. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, because he has had a crazy, amazing year just within the last year. So much has changed for him for the better. And what do I mean by this as well? You probably know, even if you don't follow golf too much, he has struggled through a lot for the last 10 years. After he won his 2008 US Open, which was in 2008, he was dealing with a knee injury at the time, and when he won that, so after he won that, he went on hiatus to do knee surgery, and giving himself time to recover. He came back the next year, but fortunately did not win a major, and then of course we all kind of know what happened later that fall with the whole scandal thing. And from that, everything kind of just went downhill for him. He had not. He did win a few tournaments in 2009 that year, but for a while his game struggled. It just seemed like he had lost his magical touch, and he did win small tournaments along the way, I believe in like 2011 and even 2013, but he had a lot of challenges and difficulties in terms of even getting a major, because his main focus was trying to get major championships. And since his last one, which was in 2008, he pretty much, his hopes of getting another major as the years went by was starting to deteriorate for him. We could all see it when we were watching him. He just wasn't as top notch as he once was, and plus the competition has gotten so much tougher now on the PGA Tour. A lot of young guns are now at their peak. They're really raised the bar because of Tiger Woods. Just because of him, he's raised the bar in terms of how well the competition has become, because he has inspired so many young golfers to work as hard as he does and make it onto the professional tour. And as the years went by, Tiger Woods just started suffering some back injuries. So he went through 4 back surgeries, including a spinal fusion, which was pretty intense. But thankfully it succeeded, and it was at the very end, even though he had some hopes of coming back in the previous years. Again, he went through some injuries again, but finally at the very end of 2017, he came back for his tournament. He played okay, but then it was the year 2018. He started to show signs of the old Tiger. He finished second, finished top 5, top 10, and it was at the 2018 Tour Championship when he finally is, I don't know if he was tied for the lead, but like he was in contention, and he had the lead for a certain moment, and finally he pulled off his first win in, I think it was like 3 years, or who knows, I think maybe 4 or 5 years more or less. But he finally pulled off his 80th win, which is 2 behind Sam Snead. One of the goals that he's trying to attain. And then finally, the year after, you might have heard it, but he, in the 2019 Masters, even though he started trailing, he had a few lucky breaks from playing against Francesco Molinari. He made a few errors, but Tiger hung in there, and he managed to get some really nice scores in on the stretch, and he pulled off his 5th green jacket to win his 15th major and to get his 81st win, and he had completed his comeback. And the golf world and the sport world could not have been more happier for him. And now, even though the rest of this year wasn't as what he had hoped, we're still looking forward to see what's to come for Tiger Woods as he comes down the stretch. Thanks for listening to this commentary. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Hope to see you guys in my future videos. Peace out, guys.